It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade.
Look.
So I already know off top, there's a lot of black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
Well, most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational black Americans anyway.
And I agree with that point. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no.
Look.
So while I'm sitting out.
They do support reparations for what Leonard just deemed as, quote, foundational black Americans?
No, I don't.
No.
But I want to explain that. I want to explain.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we want to sever ties with these people. This is why. This man's name is Byron Donalds. He is a congressman, a Republican United States representative in the state of Florida. Do you know what congressmen do? They actually create bills, legislation, and basically they help to facilitate and make laws. What would reparations be? It could either be a bill or a law. And this motherfucker immediately no, because he's a Jamaican Panamanian. He's an immigrant, and he will not be able to get any of those benefits. And this is the issue. This is the issue. Why people that have the same hue of complexion as us, they get into positions of power and they undermine us. And this is why we say we don't want to fuck with them like that no more. Because we helped them to get into position. We did. Thinking that skin folk was kinfolk. And now we're starting to see clear as day that they will never, ever pass or put anything into play to solely benefit us. But they will do shit for immigrants. They will pass bills and laws for immigrants. They will allocate funds simply and strictly and only and exclusively for immigrants. Y'all see how that go? Y'all see how that go? Yeah, people keep saying we need unity, we need unity. What the fuck are we benefiting from these people? They don't even fuck with us. And when they get in positions where they could do something for us, they're gonna say no if they're not benefiting from it. But they will, like I said, we got to run it back again. They will do something that's going to only solely benefit them. We have to continue to wake the fuck up. We cannot keep letting this, we all the same hue of complexion, the cops gonna stop us and we all gonna get, it's a trick bag at this point. It's a trick bag. And there's so many of people with the same exact mindset in politics that have the ability to vote for certain bills and laws and have the ability to veto certain bills and laws. This is so fucked up. These people came over here because of what our ancestors been through, their blood, sweat, and tears. And this is the thanks that we get. He wouldn't even be able to sit where he's sitting right now had it not been for foundational black Americans. He wouldn't even be able to wear that suit. He wouldn't be able to walk into the White House. He wouldn't be able to fucking sit on his high horse. He wouldn't even have that title. He wouldn't have even been able to go to college. He wouldn't have even been able to come over here. It is a slap in the face and it is a fucking disrespect to our ancestors. And we have to do something about this. Us just talking about it, we're starting to get the ball rolling. We gotta keep this going because this really just made my blood boil. And a lot of them are in these positions and they share these same exact sentiments. What y'all think about this? Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
My mother's Jamaican.
Yeah, right before we get to the next clip, I just want to say also, and it's a Jamaican lady who was running for governor in Virginia, and she didn't, well, she's from Jamaica. She didn't win. We know why. But doesn't matter because the fact of the matter is she wouldn't have voted for it either. She would have been against it. She would have been against reparations. Now, and it's crazy to say, to be like, I want a handout. I do, but I don't. I say I do because why not? I mean, my forefathers didn't get it. And a lot of other people's forefathers did get handouts on our backs. So it's just like, that's the same thing when you talk about when you talk about critical race theory. It's like, we didn't enslave you, so we don't want to talk about that because we didn't do it. That wasn't us. But it was your grandpa and great grandpa and great great grandpa. And then they say, so that it's the same thing. It's like, we didn't enslave y'all, so why should we have to pay for y'all? But your great great grandfather paid for us, bought us, and sold us to the highest bidder. So yes, like, so. But the thing is they say, oh well, you made it out of that. You made it out of that. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people got the scars from it. A lot of people died. Babies died. Women and children died for many years, up until at least all the way into the 19th century. Like, we talking about 1940s, 50s, 60s. It was still going on. We ain't even 100 years past this stuff. Like, we ain't even 100 years past segregation. So it makes no sense. Do we have to wait 2, 3 more generations before y'all be like, oh well, America did kind of mess up back then, so because it didn't take the Nazis this long to get their reparations. It didn't take. It's a lot of the Caribbean people. They have. See, he's not even in the Caribbean people. He need to take his ass back home. The Caribbean people, they have a reparations. Why are we the only people in America fighting for reparations? When Jews got reparations, guess who paid for that? America. America paid, or America helped Nazi Germany pay for their reparations. They helped them. They helped them so well. Hey, what are y'all gonna help us? Oh, y'all don't care. I forgot. This is America. Because there are so many people who are immigrants. They claim, oh well, we came here, we didn't want part. So who we gotta sue? The Spaniards? Who we gotta sue? The British? We gotta sue England. We gotta sue England, Spain, Great Britain. I want to say Great Britain and England is the same thing, but I don't know. Maybe it is. But we got to sue all of them. The United States need to sue all of them. Because this is what they started. They started America, so y'all brought up everybody here. Y'all did all this. Sue them. Sue Africa too. The Africans sue them. They sold us too. They sold us out. Man, shit, man, we sue all of them. But we need to get them reparations. Y'all gotta go back. Because that's where the yeah. I'm going back to the beginning. Sue everybody from the beginning.
So basically you're saying that, reparations should only go to people who are, descendants of chattel slavery. And I agree. And you said that the Caribbeans, because he's Jamaican and Panamanian, they should, get their own reparations. And that is exactly what they're doing. They have a reparations committee called CARICOM. Now imagine, because they're trying to get their shit back from the crown, from Great Britain. Imagine if me, Love Jones, went to Jamaica, right? Moved to Jamaica on my own free will. Got into their politics, marking Jamaican on every single application. When I went to school, everything was always Jamaican, right? I got into politics. They voted for me. I climbed up the ladder. And then I got into position. And I said, I'm against CARICOM. You want to know why? Because me, Love Jones, an American-born woman, will not benefit. Me, nor my family, nor any other immigrant in Jamaica will benefit. They would try to chop me down with a machete. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I probably wouldn't even make it out of Jamaica alive. I probably would not make it out of Jamaica alive. They would run me out of their country. You see how they talk crazy about us because of some people that they don't even know that ain't even fucking us, that was complaining on the resort. Could you imagine if I got in their politics and said that they did not deserve CARICOM and they did not deserve reparations because I wouldn't qualify for it? Could you imagine? I'm glad that we're starting to have a mass awakening and we're starting to see what's going on and we're starting to see the trick bag and we're waking the fuck up. But I mean, now that we're starting to wake up and we're starting to spread the word, we got to do something about this because this is not okay. These people should not be able to represent us. They shouldn't. They just should not, especially if they're biased. Most of them are. Most immigrants that are in office, we gonna talk about the new mayor of New York. We gonna get into that. Immigrant this, immigrant that, immigrant this, immigrant that. That shit is a smack in the face. Spread love is to Brooklyn Way.
Brooklyn, hey, what is CARICOM Reparations Commission? It's a regional body created to establish the moral, ethical, and legal case for the payment of reparations by the government of all former colonial powers and the relevant institutions of those countries to the nations and people of the Caribbean community for the crimes against humanity of native genocide and transatlantic slave trade and racialized system of chattel slavery. What? Why would this guy go against that? So if he goes against that, then he's technically against this. I think we need to report his ass to his Caribbean family and be like, hey, he don't want reparations. He don't want it for Black Americans. We need to report. I don't know who that dude is, but we need to report his ass to his country. Shit, ICE. I call ICE on that fool. What do you mean? Like, bro, I call ICE on his parents. What is we talking about? But his countries, Panama, Jamaica, they're in this. The Caribbean heads of government established the CARICOM Reparations Commission with a mandate to prepare a case for reparatory justice for the region's indigenous and African descended communities who are victims of crimes against the humanities. Crimes against humanity. A red butterfly in the sky. I could go twice as high. Anyway, in the forms of genocide, slavery, slave trading, and racial apathy, they messed up. They didn't leave a space in between. This document prepared by the CRC. CARICOM Reparations Justice Program. Anyway, they got a 10-point reparations plan. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me find a 10-point. Okay. 10-point action plan. The full formal apology. Indigenous people development programs. Funding for reparations to Africa. The establishment of cultural institutions and return of cultural heritage. Assistance in redeeming the public health crisis. Education programs. The 7 enhancements of historical and cultural knowledge, or the enhancement of historical and cultural knowledge exchange. Psychological rehabilitation as a result of transmission of trauma. The right to develop through the use of technology. Debt cancellation and monetary compensation. Man, debt cancellation and monetary compensation. We want our money back, Negroes. Okay? That is with CARICOM. So why would this guy be against this when his family, his mom and dad could benefit from this? So his mom and dad can benefit what's happening over there. They can benefit from that. But they came over here and they not, are they disqualified from receiving reparations? And here's another thing. In hip hop in New York, there are a lot of Jamaican descents and there are a lot of Caribbean people in New York and on the East Coast and all over America for the most part. they would all benefit from this. So if Busta Rhymes came out and said, "Yeah, I don't think I'm for reparations for black people in America," man, what? Because his parents are Jamaican. That would be crazy. We would have to disavow our entire, rap catalog with people who were born in Jamaica and people who were. Noriega is Puerto Rican and black. I don't know where his father's from, but Notorious B.I.G. His mother's Jamaican. Maybe his kids, moms, maybe can benefit like Faith and the first baby mom. But for the most part, there are a lot of immigrants in these cities in this country, and because it don't benefit them, that they probably will vote no for us, and that sucks. That really sucks. I would hate it. Chattel slavery is a very specific type of slavery. Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Copper Aura or Copper Aura. You gotta pronounce that for me. All right, let's see what chattel slavery is. Chattel slavery is a system where enslaved people were treated as personal property that can be bought, sold, and inherited, similar to livestock or furniture. Yo, we was talking about this at work. On me, we was talking about this at work. We was talking about how like critical race theory, and I think like it's so crazy that we have that critical race theory, and I don't even care for it. I don't care for critical race theory. I don't care for the name, should I say. I don't care for the name because it's actual history. It's not like something that, but when you read the history books, they didn't mind tell you all the good things that this white person did and this white person did for this country and this white person did. But then what they don't tell you was the shit that was happening behind the scenes. Like, okay, so they abolished slavery because it was inhumane. It was inhumane. Like, they only talk about the people who abolished the slavery, but they don't talk about all the people who was currently, like, they were running they was running everything through slavery. And then they talk about oh, the great things that this cotton gin did and this cotton, but do you know that black people started their own cotton gins? What do you think happened to those cotton gins? You think those cotton gins just magically disappeared? No. People were burning them down, killing the people. Like, man, it's just so much. That's what critical race theory teaches. Even I hate that word. I wish they'd come up with something else. But it teaches, like, yeah, there were a lot of white people. There were white people that was just like, the kids. Let me tell you, it's the kids. The kids would be raised with these black people, raised by these black women, taught by these black women, watching these black men go work hard, and these white kids will sit around and be like, my dad is treating my friend and his son bad. Why are they treating my friend like this? And then they grow up with that black kid and they be like, nah, I ain't gonna treat my friend like this. This is my friend. And some of them was just like, they'll go along with it just because their dad was teaching them. Like, nah, you gotta whip them. You gotta whip them. If they not listening to you, whip them. And then, so some of them broke free from their parents, and that's how you got free black people today, is because white people were like, this shit is wrong. And growing up with these people, because these white folks didn't even raise their own kids. They had black people doing it. It's crazy. I hate to see it, but I just don't. If you're gonna talk about it, I put a video up one time where how a lady explained it. It was so good that it was just like she wasn't blaming white people, and that's what I want to do when I talk about it. I don't want to blame white people from today. It's not their fault. It's not white people from today's fault. And should they be punished? No. We're not even mad at them unless they racist. But because that shit is passed. If you racist, that shit was passed down. We know where it came from. Okay. But it's just like if you acknowledge that your grandparents, your great grandparents bought somebody and you benefited from it, then I'm not saying relinquish what you got, but what you should do something to make right of what you benefit from. I'm not saying give away your whole fortune, but I'm saying you need to make right. Because even if like, so say I was talking about the cotton gins, because we got a cotton gin that was burned down in Oklahoma after all the blacks started using the black cotton gin, and the whites weren't getting all the black people's cotton, and that black person started to come up, so they burnt their cotton gin down. Well, then everybody had to go back to that white cotton gin, and then when they went to that white cotton gin, the white man was paying them unfair prices. So him and his family, and these people still here today. Those are the people, and you got to look back and be like, well, your family benefited from them burning down the black people's cotton gin, but they like, nah, we had blood, sweat, and tears in this. No, you didn't. You didn't have to burn it down yourself personally, but you benefited from it being burnt down. You did. And that's a fact. And just because you were the only cotton gin in the area makes it seem like you might have had something to do with it. But, you know.